All right, DJX Chronicles again. I'm going to read a couple of poems from H.P. Lovecraft because I feel like it, and I like H.P. Lovecraft, so that's what I'm doing today. First one here is A Garden. It was published in The Vagrant in the spring of 1927. There's an ancient garden that I see sometimes in dreams, where the very Maytime sunlight plays and glows with spectral gleams, where the gaudy tinted blossoms seem to wither into gray, and the crumbling walls and pillars waken thoughts of yesterday. There are vines in nooks and crannies, and there's moss about the pool, and the tangled weedy thickets chokes the arbor dark and cool. In the silent sunken pathways springs a herbage sparse and spare, where the musty scent of dead things dulls the fragrance of the air. There is not a living creature in the lonely space around, and the hedge encompassed quite never echoes to a sound. As I walk and wait and listen, I will often seek to find when it was I knew that garden in an age long left behind. I will oft conjure a vision of a day that is no more, as I gaze upon the gray scenes I feel I knew before. Then a sadness settles over me, and a temper seems to start. For I know the flowers are shriveled hopes, the garden is my heart. This one is Halloween in a Suburb, published as In a Suburb in the National Amateur in March of 1926. The steeples are white in the wild moonlight, and the trees have a silver glare. Past the chimneys high, see the vampires fly, and the harpies of upper air that flutter and laugh and stare. For the village dead to the moon outspread never shone in the sunset's gleam, but grew out of the deep that the dead years keep, where the rivers of madness stream down the gulfs to a pit of dream. A chill wind blows through the rows of sheaves in the meadows that shimmer pale, and comes to twine where the headstones shine and the ghouls of the churchyard wail for harvests that fly and fail. Not a breath of the strange gray gods of change that tore from the past its own can quicken this hour where a spectral power spreads sleepy over the cosmic throne and loses the vast unknown. So here again stretched the veil and plain that moon long forgotten saw, and the dead leap gay in the pillared ray sprung out of the tomb's black maw to shake all the world with awe, and all that the morn shall greet forlorn, the ugliness and the pest of rose where thick rise the stones and brick shall some day be with the rest, and brood with the shades of unblessed. Then, wild in the dark, let the lemurs bark, and the lepers spires, oh, and the leprous spires ascend. For new and old alike in the fold of horror and death are penned, for the hounds of time to rend. Okay. Mm, I'm crazy. Okay. The House, published in the National Enquirer, December 11th of 1919. Wait. What the heck is that? Ah, The Shunned House is a story by H.P. Lovecraft as well. Of course it is. Anyway, tis a grove in. Okay. Tis a grove circled dwelling set close to a hill, where the branches are telling strange legends of ill. Over timbers so old that they breathe of the dead, crawl the vines green and cold, by strange nourishment fed. And no man knows the juices they suck from the depths of their dank, slimy bed. In the gardens are growing tall blossoms and fair. Each okay, sorry, my dog. Each pallid bloom throwing perfume on the air. But the afternoon sun in its shining red rays makes the picture loom done on the curious gaze. And above the sweet scent of the blossoms rise odors of numberless days. The rank grasses are waving on terraces and lawn, dim memories savoring of things that have gone. The stones of the walks are encrusted and wet, and a strange spirit stalks where the red sun has set. And the soul of the watchers is filled with a faint pictures he fain would forget. I was in the hot June time. I stood by the. Ooh, I could have continued. I stood by that scene where the gold rays of noontime beat bright on the green. But I shivered with cold, groping freely for light. As a picture unrolled, and my age-spanning sight saw the time I had been there before, flash like a fulgury, oh, flash like a fulgury out of the night. Sorry about that. Laeta, a lament, published in the Tryout, February of 1918. Hey, that's what she was talking about in Zombie. Oh, anyway, how sad droop the willows by Zalal's fair side, where so lately I strayed with my raven-haired bride. Every light floating lily, every flower on the shore, folds in sorrow, since Laeta can see them no more. Oh, blessed were the days when in childhood and hope, with my Laeta I roved over the blossoms clad slope, plucking, plucking white meadow daisies and ferns by the stream, as we laughed at the ripples that twinkle and gleam. Not a bloom decked the mead that could rival in grace the dear innocent charms of my Laeta's fair face. Not a thrush thrilled the grove with a carol so choice as the silvery strains of my Laeta's sweet voice. The shy nymphs of woodlands, the faunts and the plain. Oh, the fount and the plain strove to equal her beauty, but strove all in vain. Yet no envy they bore her, while fruitless they strove, for so pure was my Laeta, they could only love. When the warm breath of Auster played softer o'er the flowers, and young Zephyrus rustled the gay-scented bowers, every breeze seemed to pause as I drew near the fair, too much awed at her sweetness to tumble her hair. How fond were our dreams on the day when we stood on the ivy grown temple beside the dark wood, when our pledges were we sealed as the sanctified shrine, and I knew that my Laeta forever was mine. How blissful our thoughts when the wild autumn came, and the forests with scarlet and gold were aflame. Yet how heavy my heart when I first felt the fear that my starry-eyed Laeta would fade with the year. The pastures were sere and the heavens were gray when I laid my loved Laeta forever away. And the river God pitied as weeping I paced, mingling hot bitter tears with his cold frozen waves. Now the flowers have returned, but they blossom not so sweet as in days when they blossomed round Lyetta's dear feet. And the willows complain to the answering hill, and the thrushes that once were so happy are still. The green meadows and groves in their loneliness pine, whilst the dryads no more in their madrigals join. The breeze once so joyous now murmurs and sighs, and the blows soft o'er the spot where my loved Laietta lies. So pensive I roam over the desolate lawn where we wandered and loved in the days that are gone. And I yearn for the autumn, when Zalal's blue tide shall sing low by my grave, and the loved Laetta's side. Life's Mystery, published in A Winter Wish, Whispers Press, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 1977. Life, ah, life! What may this fluorescent pageant mean? Who can the evanescent object glean? He that is dead in the key of life, gone is the simple, deep is the grave. Man is a breath, and life is a fire. Birth is a death, and silence the choir. Wrest from the eons the hearts of gold. Tear from the fabric the threads that are old. Life, ah, life. Lovecraft Phillips Howard. Yeah, sorry. These lines profound expressly were designed to please the deep poetic modern mind. Herein no tawdry metric art applies, nor does the meaning roughly stain our ears. With true chaotic grace the formless rhymes stagger along, and suit the cultured times. Should some chance word, a director, sound present, frown not too hardly on the accident, and if one trace of utter sense be there, forgive the poet for his want of care. I feel really, really, really weird about that one. But all right, I'm going to go on ahead and just call it a day because I don't feel like going any further and I'm tired. But I'll see you next time. Please subscribe if you want to.